Alright, welcome to video 4 of the PPDayZ explanation videos. So, what does life could happen mean to you? I asked hundreds of people during my investigation process and evolution of PPDayZ on life could happen. What does that mean to you? LifeCouldHappen.SHOP is what it originally was. And only one person thought about abortions. The rest of the people were like, well, yeah, what does that mean? You know, they perked up those interest. So around 7 to 8 years ago, I was living in my mother's basement, in a dark, crappy basement, and it was a low period in my life, and I decided to do some research, and I found out about domaining, when the domain names are bought and sold. So it's called domaining. And I found out that insurance.com and hotels, vacationrentals.com or something was sold for $30-some million. Beer.com sold for $4 million. Sex.com, those main websites were selling for all this money. And so I was thinking, well, how about I've come up with some websites and sell those so that I could create as much harmony as possible, because that was at my core, or that still is at my core of my second life after the coma. And so I decided to take a walk, and I was listening to a song called Anything Could Happen by Ellie Gould, and thought, well, what if anythingcouldhappen.com is available? That might be a good one. And I went back and I checked it, and it was gone. Somebody had already taken it. So I immediately thought, life could happen. And during a serendipitous moment, one of many, I decided to check it, and it was available, so I purchased it. So that illustrates more of the serendipitous moments that helped me to design this game of PPDayZ. LifeCouldHappen.SHOP is the shopping aspect, or the humanitarian eBay, Amazon like. So, the main shopping websites. Almost every known industry has at minimum one life-affirming product, service, or cause-based resource available, with more to come. So there's future developments. More and more developments are happening on technological advances, clean energy, health, all of those things. And like the hemp industry, they have hemp wood, hemp floors. You can make almost anything with hemp. So all of those life-affirming resources. 100% of proceeds from affiliate commissions contributed to the Garden of Harmony account, or the GHArmy, from any and all sales. So anything bought on LifeCouldHappen.SHOP, all the proceeds, not so much profits, but proceeds, would go directly into the Garden of Harmony account rather than somebody's pocket. Fully transparent merchant bios, including interface with all three sites. So a merchant's bio would have more about why they do it, what inspired them, who they're helping, where they get their stuff from, those kind of more in-depth questions, so that people could base their purchasing decisions on the integrity of the company. A Life's Happening account for sponsorships, referral partners, gifts to be used on purchases from LifeCouldHappen.SHOP. So a Life's Happening account for when a player gets sponsored into the game, their $5 will go directly, 5 of the $8 will go directly into the Life's Happening account that the player has. Also, future challenges or any contributions, those kind of things on the Harmonize-or-Die.life website, infotainment website, would go into their Life's Happening account for purchases on LifeCouldHappen.SHOP. So simultaneous use of funds. only life-affirming goods, services, and organizations are allowed. So unless there's biodegradable, if their products and services come from a life-affirming core, I'll just say. So sustainability, recyclables, things that have been recycled. I recently learned when I was in Walmart one time, the shirts that they had on said made from recycled plastic bottles, a certain amount of bottles. So I didn't even know shirts could be made out of recycled plastic. Freebie samples, discounts, and special offers are built into the purchasing process. Same as any companies, mainly Amazon, to where like the discounts, coupons, those kind of things are. I mean, on Amazon you have to add coupons, but everything's more autonomous as possible, the most autonomous as possible, to where everything's already calculated, added up, so that it's easier for you to purchase products that anything special offers, all that just added into it. So that's just one thing. This though, watchable 8-second ads with $1 per unique and watched ad into players' Life's Happening accounts with amount of merchants' ad budget shown in real time. So that means instead of having like a Facebook or YouTube situations where you're forced to watch these ads or ads are popping up everywhere, ads would only be available on LifeCouldHappen.SHOP, not through the whole interface like the social or the info portion of the live coded game. The ads would be 8 seconds because our attention span apparently is 8 seconds. So yeah, watch those 8-second ads, get $1 in your account. And what it means by the merchant ad budget being shown. So if they would like $100 worth of ads, they would get 100 viewers. And the graphs are shown on their bios so that people can understand, people could see how much this company's invested in advertising budget for LifeCouldHappen.SHOP or the PPDayZ game, and how much is left in order for people to get their dollars into their Life's Happening account, and those funds would be added into that. The problem I see with that is for macro software or certain software programs that have automatically watching it, so there would have to be some kind of blockage to that. Interface with all 3 sites, just like all the others. And members or players only access, and with a possible app. So only members or players or guardian harmonizers would be able to purchase on LifeCouldHappen.SHOP. It doesn't make sense to be open for anyone because they would need to show that their values are aligned with PPDayZ. And also open to improvements from mastermind participants. So during the GHArmy Mega Mastermind Alliance Cooperative, I feel there'd be a lot more ideas with, red team, blue team, poke holes, fix holes, sort of dialogue and debate on it. One thing is the merchants must be the sole owners of the goods or services in order to prevent middlemen or other affiliates from selling on the same site. That's a lot different than Amazon, as Amazon has a third-party affiliate option. So unless they're the owner or creator of these products and have the rights to sell them, then they wouldn't be allowed on LifeCouldHappen.SHOP. And that would prevent, like I said, middlemen or people skimming off of the purchase price to keep prices lower, as well as have more funds, more proceeds placed into the Garden of Harmony account for it to be raised quicker to the 100 million where the members or players vote on where those go. That goes. And yeah, instead of flooding the game with ads and things like that to make an income or a revenue stream, then the players would actually get it. So imagine being compensated for being on Facebook, for even just participating in Facebook, having a monthly, hey, well, thanks for your time. If, here's a reward for that. Here's some compensation. Or anytime somebody watches those ads, they get a portion of those ads. Like YouTube, how annoying is that when you have to watch that ad before you can watch the video? Otherwise, you have to purchase the membership, which is beneficial for sake of time and being able to download. It's one of my best investments. So I'm sure most people probably get that point. So Jill Lublin is one of the radical something like that. She has a new, like, guerrilla marketing techniques and PR. She's one of the main sources of PR that people follow. And she just came out with a book recently, earlier this year in 2020. Right now is October 21st of 2020. And the book is called The Profit of Kindness, which totally correlates with the proof of concept and the workings of PPDayZ. And she has 7 returns on kindness principles from the book to assist with reframing your mindset as to why this moonshot vision of PPDayZ has a very strong foundation, at least in theory and design, for now. Like I mentioned, the GHArmy MMA Co., we'd be able to further gather more workable improvements, things like that, on the game. But these 7 traits are connections, gratitude, flexibility, patience, generosity, compassion, and positivity. So these would be the guidelines for the merchants involved in LifeCouldHappen.SHOP. So, and also, by the way, life affirming to me, and in this context, means sustainable, renewable, fair trade, or cause-based materials or services. So my therapist told me about this store in downtown Fargo, on Broadway in downtown Fargo. When I was describing PPDayZ to her, she said, "Oh, kind of like Others," and the store's name is Others. And I had walked by this store multiple times thinking, "Oh, they're fake. They're just profiteering off of people that have kindness in their hearts." And I was completely wrong. I decided to go into the store. I asked some questions. I checked out their merchandise, and all of their products came from different third world countries or sustainable sources. And if I'll link the website below, but they ended up giving well over $400,000 so far since opening. I think it was 8 years around, to other sources, to nonprofits, to support places around the world, charitable foundations. And it's all women owned, and just a pretty good example of what PPDayZ, and especially the LifeCouldHappen.SHOP part, would be. Another factor, but when buying LifeCouldHappen.SHOP, is that players would decrease their global footprints in a way of they'd be buying, sustainable products, as well as certain products that would decrease their basic needs or essential needs, as the COVID thing has brought out, to purchasing more products like solar power or generators or certain products that stop future buying. Like, mops, the heads have to be replaced, or water filters where the water filter has to be replaced, those kind of things, to where you would decrease your need for finances, because that's kind of the broad idea of creating a currency on nature. And we can't go back to barter and trade, even though that's a very valuable resource. It's been done, and it probably won't be in the future. In the future, we're looking at AI and cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency and blockchain would hopefully be a part of this as well. And so that's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. Life could happen. LifeCouldHappen.SHOP. And I wanted to make a brief comment about this necklace. The reason I wear it is because one of my very best artist friends, who does amazing work, he actually got to meet Alex Gray and his wife once, and I was doing a pre-podcast talk with him at one time, a good year ago, when I was thinking about doing a podcast, and he spoke to me about accumulation and how everything is an accumulation. So from birth on, even past lives, if you are into that kind of stuff, it's a continuation of life evolving into a brighter light source. So accumulation, he really got me to open up on the more you have, like what you own owns you. You know, imagine no possessions, like in that John Lennon song, you know, I wonder if you can. And I've been a minimalist. I feel like I own way more than I need, and maybe not way more, but a bit more than I actually need. And the majority of people out there, I'm sure, have been hoarding. They have all these things based on a scarcity principle. Yet, once I accepted letting go of these things, certain sentimental things, I'd lose them, and eventually I would just, especially right after I woke up from the coma, I was like, you know, that's not that important. I appreciated that item, but now that it's gone, it's gone. And I had it, like the Dr. Seuss quote about something about losing love when actually you had that. So it's an evolutionary process to lessen our carbon footprint, especially for the earth, because, you know, the whole YOLO situation is a mockery on an infinity-based consciousness, especially during on a unity consciousness standpoint, in my opinion. Okay. So yeah, he gave me this, and he said this was the first one he ever made with 3. If you can see a little bit up close, and a little light's a little bright. So this first one with 3 of these on here. So that really touched my heart, to where this 3-in-1 game, evolutionary game, it aligns. It aligns in many, many different ways. And like I said, there's descriptions, clarifying descriptions below on inventions, things like that. So that's the rundown on LifeCouldHappen.SHOP. I'm going to be doing the harmonize-or-die.life challenge-based part of the game. So you have the social, which was GHArmy.us. This is the shopping, LifeCouldHappen.SHOP. And harmonize-or-die.life, which is more of the challenge-based information, stats, those kind of things, effects, impacts. And so, thank you for watching. I look forward to hearing your comments, seeing your comments, good or bad. Because I didn't mention previously, but this has been a long process. And I've interviewed so many people on what they think about it. And the best parts are when I get, my light turns on and I'm into this. I'm like, yeah, this. And I see this shine across people's eyes. And that's when the original time I thought about making a business model based on Mother Nature was about a year after my coma, when I chose to go homeless. And I was on a bus, and the bus driver, everybody's telling the bus driver, thank you and have a good day. And I'm in this perfect state of being. Perfect state of being. I didn't mention about the perfect state of being the only justifiable way that I could use the word perfect for this is because the universe wouldn't exist if it didn't correct itself. So that's the concept on that. Anyway, I was thinking, why? Why is everybody saying thank you and have a good day? Like, isn't everything already beautiful, perfect, good? And so I got up the bravery to say, you have a perfect day, to the bus driver. You have a perfect day, to the bus driver. And a shine went through his eyes. I don't know if there was a car drive by, something happened, but it was a different kind of light. And a lot of times when I was explaining this throughout the years to people, they'd really get it. I mean, they really get it. And I noticed when they got it, there would be this shine. So I sometimes wish that I'd be back in that grandiose big dream mentality, yet it does come time to make it a practical, buildable foundation. So that's what I'm doing with these videos. I look forward to seeing the next ones. My love, peace, affection, namaste.